Hello and welcome to France 24's weekly music show. I'm Marjorie Hache and I'm delighted to welcome two singer-songwriters and producers. Welsh indie folk artist Cate Le Bon first emerged in 2009 and has since expanded her sound with baroque, psychedelic and art pop tones. She's currently touring her 7th studio album, Michelangelo Dying, which explores romantic grief. French Guyanese alt-pop electro-acoustic artist Ouri has been based in Montreal for the last decade. You're as likely to find her playing the cello and the harp as you are stacking synthesizers. She's just released her 2nd album, Daisy Cutter. Cate and Ouri, thank you both so much for coming on France 24.
Thanks for having us.
No, were you aware of each other before today?
No, I don't think so. So it's nice.
Yeah.
Just to,
Yeah, it's always good to for us to introduce artists that we particularly like. So that's a good one. So I'm going to start off with a first question for you, Ouri. Now, your music is incredibly dreamy, and your new album, I read, Daisy Cutter, was kind of inspired. You've got this theme around it, where you imagined a secret society militia of rebels devising boundary-pushing ways of thinking. Can you tell us a little bit more?
Yes, so I feel like I had this way of creating and that was limiting me, and I started to imagine being the leader of this little army, and I changed my practice, I changed my relationship with music, and then I starting to live life differently also and just like experiment a little bit more. So yeah, it's kind of it's a place between reality and fantasy that I created for myself.
And how did that come out in real life compared to the music making?
I don't know, like traveling a lot, making new friends everywhere, just like experimenting new things, some things that would be unacceptable for Ouri of 2023, you know, before I made the album.
And I read that you recently moved back to Paris.
Yes.
What brought that about?
So I have been coming back to Paris almost every year, and I saw the city change. Like when I left, I was a classical musician, just really, I didn't think for myself how I wanted to express myself with music. And as I was coming back and coming with more and more confidence, seeing the city change, I just wanted to be closer to, the roots, my family.
Well, one of your tracks on this new album is called Paris, and it features Ollie XL, who's actually based in Stockholm. How about we check it out?
Crazy. Walking in Paris, feeling so restless. That's often the making, but better than everyone. Knock me down with the sun. Walking in Berlin, no sleep, no promise. Repeat again, very bad habits, don't really need to go home.
A track you can find on Ouri's new album, Daisy Cutter. And now we've both got Ouri and Cate Le Bon on Arts 24 this week. Now, what I like about both of you is you've had lives across the world. Cate, you've lived in Wales, of course, where you're originally from, and you've also lived in California. And whereas you, Ouri, you are French Guyanese, but you've also been based in, as we were saying, in Montreal. And I was wondering, because this is a question I love with artists, geography and where you're situated in the world. I want to know how that impacts you. We can start with you, Cate.
Yeah, I think, when I moved to America, I felt more Welsh than I'd ever felt. When you leave somewhere, you really, I don't know, kind of exasperates the Welshness. And also, lots of people couldn't understand my accent. And, trying to order water in a restaurant in America was very hard. Yeah. More complicated than it should have been, But yeah, I think in going away from somewhere, you really see your identity that's kind of tied to where you're from in a different way. And so you can examine it, in your work or in your just life in a different way.
And Ouri, what about you? Did your French Guyanese roots expand in Montreal, or did you decide to put them on the side? What was?
I feel like the more I travel, the more I see how identity is a construct And being like mixed race, having spent half of my life in France, half of my life in Canada, I just take my nationality a little bit less seriously, and I love like becoming nothing as I travel. But then also I realized I was really French. That's why I come back. I just
That's interesting. And Cate, now your last record was recorded in South Wales, in Joshua Tree in California, and Hydra in the Mediterranean.
Yeah.
What did that bring to your composition?
I guess, I don't really have a repeatable process when I work, but I'm always trying to find a way to, I guess, escape, and shut everything out. So going to Hydra was kind of a nice way of doing that, a little bubble on a small island, But I think what I was trying to escape from on this record is kind of what the record was about. So I kept, I was carrying it with me really, so I couldn't escape it. So I think the whole record is just a way of trying to put something down. So so finishing it in the Californian desert was
Sort of circling up the buckle.
of kind of trying to go somewhere unfamiliar, but then ending up going back to somewhere familiar to finish it. So
Yeah, makes
I suppose,
sense.
just being porous to kind of what different records need,
And Ouri, I've read that you were sometimes finishing up your work on tour buses and in airports. How are you able to get in your own bubble in this sort of way and in a sort of very crowded spot?
I feel like I need the extreme isolation to really, hear all of my thoughts, but then find in airports or on tour buses, like there's so much noise that I have to become very strong and cut out all the noise, and then I'm able to like focus. I mixed and mastered one album on tour last year. It was crazy, but it really worked, and it sounded good.
Yeah, so anything's possible. Cate, I want to move back to your album, which is fantastic. It's beautiful, and I want to check out one of your tracks, which is full of the video is full of lovely doggies, including your own. Let's go for it.
Calculate the loss. Are you a giver? Open up in hell and dress the poor. It's a holiday.
That's it's worth it. Happy birthday, taken from Cate Le Bon's excellent new album. Now, apparently, this record, Michelangelo Dying, was one of heartbreak, which you weren't set out to do, but that was just the way you went for it, and it was more like the fantasy of what could have been, rather than. That's kind of the heartbreaking point. And also, I read it, and I like that because it's putting maybe romantic love off the pedestal and trying to elevate, friendship, love, and other loves in your life. Can you tell us a little bit more about this?
Yeah, I mean, I didn't want to write a record about heartache because, what a cliche, But it was inescapable, every time I sat down to write, and you get into that lovely part of writing where you don't really know what you're doing, you're just doing it, and it would always kind of veer back towards this kind of pain. So, I kind of rolled up my sleeves and thought I need to look it in the eye so I can put it down and, move on to
Moving on and
something else.
And would you have any tips for recovering from heartbreak?
I think don't bury it.
Yeah. It will come out.
Look it in the eye,
You're also a producer. I've seen your name pop up on a number of records, from Devendra Banhart, Wilco, Horse Girl, and most recently English indie outfit Dry Clean. You've apparently spent a lot of time in France, in the Loire Valley.
Yeah, we went.
What's it like being a producer compared to being, your own producer, songwriter? And...
I love it. I don't really want to be a producer, but I like to produce, if that makes sense. So if I don't go looking for it, but when people come to me and I feel like there's some kind of chemistry or some friction that is useful, or then it's I really enjoy it. I love it.
And what about you, Ouri? Are you interested in the production side for other artists? I know you've collaborated with a number of people.
I collaborated. I just want to say I love that you mentioned friction. I think it's like the driving force of collaboration,
Yeah.
especially in production where you have to be kind of selfless, but also you want to, I don't know, you want to use some raw energy,
It's,
you know?
it's input, and I think people are scared of, friction, and
Yeah.
but it's useful. It
Yeah.
can be used really well, I think. Yeah.
Yeah. For sure.
No, well, that's great. Well, thank you so much for coming on the show to both of you. Ouri, whose new album, Daisy Cutter, is out, and Cate Le Bon, whose excellent Michelangelo Dying is one worth checking out. You're going to be touring the UK shortly and then the US in January.
Yeah.
And you're playing at Paris on the 13th of December. Excited to come see you play. And we're going to play out with actually one of your friends, John Cale, who collaborated on one of the tracks of your latest album. He's actually in duet with Charlie XCX, the Brat superstar, who's just is making the soundtrack for Wuthering Heights, which is going to be starring Margot Robbie and Jacob Elordi. It's Emerald Fennell's new take on the Emily Bronte classic. Now, this is a departure from Brat, as we said, but it's a really great collaboration between Charlie XCX and John Cale, and the song is called House. They fit perfectly together. Thank you for watching.
Am I living in another world? Another world I created? For what? If it's beauty, do you see beauty? If there's beauty,